Welcome to today's tutorial. Today's tutorial will be a mail merge in Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. This tutorial applies to Microsoft products Word 2007 through 2013 as well as Microsoft Excel 2007 through 2013. Please note some of the menu items may be different on Windows versus Mac and from versions 2007 to 2013. Google has some really good tutorials on how to associate where buttons in the toolbar may be different from different versions, so please make note of that. Also, one tip when using the mail merge in this tutorial, please remember that if you're going to be printing on any kind of template envelope for the purposes of the mail merge, make sure to print test runs of the envelope in your printer to make sure that the layout prints correctly before printing your final draft. There are known small workarounds and issues with certain different printers and how the envelopes must face when printing inside or outside or upside or right side down. So please make note of that before printing your final project when you're complete. Today's tutorial is going to involve two different files that we have on our desktop, one called invitationscompleted001.xlsx and the other one called new A7envelope.docx. The Excel spreadsheet was created completely by me. It's pretty simple. Just utilizes a couple columns and then some rows in your entries. And then the A7 envelope is an actual template that's available on Templates Online from the Microsoft Online Store. If it's not available there, please email me. I will go ahead and email it to you. Or if you're having trouble finding templates for the envelopes that you're looking for, they are available on Avery PDF as well as Avery.com. And Google searching, some of them have different hosting sites where people have those templates. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the Excel spreadsheet, which I've already done. You can do so by double clicking on the document that you have or launching Microsoft Excel and clicking File, New from the top of the Microsoft Excel toolbar when you have the application open. For this intents and purposes, I've already opened it, so we're going to go ahead and click on it. So we have Excel down here. And what we've done is we've created, I have 3 other sheets down here that I've already processed with most of my mail merge, but for the intents and purposes of this tutorial, I've created a new sheet by clicking the plus. I'm going to go ahead and rename this, and I'm going to call this Test Merge. For this mail merge, this is a simple mail merge. We're only going to be merging the fields of the 7 columns you see at the top: name, street address 1, street address 2, city, state and region, country, and zip and postal code. You can add more as you need, as applicable, which may apply to the envelope you're using, but for most intents and purposes, all the way through A3, A2, A4, all the way up to A9 envelopes are completely functional with this tutorial as well as this mail merge. During this, what you need to do is generate your entire list of names and addresses and their locations all the way down the spreadsheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enter in some names at this time. Okay, now that we've entered in some line items in our rows for each appropriate column for name, street address 2, city, state, region, country, zip code, that'll complete essentially the ones we're going to use for this test merge. I'm going to increase the width of the column so it's more visible and gives a better clearing for each item that you see here. So you'll just move your mouse to the top of the column in between on the line, and a little line will show up with arrows. Double click it and it will automatically move it and auto size it. So we'll do that for each one of these to make sure they fit. Okay, so for the examples you'll see here, I have one that looks like it's in an apartment and the rest look like they're residences and houses. That's fine, because what this allows us to do is during the mail merge we can appropriate where the fields and associate where the fields are on the envelope and make them align so that when the print in the preview looks correct, it'll properly complete the merge as designed, as well as print on your envelopes as you see fit. So once we have this, we're going to go ahead and save this file. So we go up here, we go to File, go to Save. We'll let that complete, and now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and open up the template document, new A7 envelope docx. So we'll go ahead and load this. Okay, it's telling us that we can't find the invitation data source, which is fine. So we'll click on Options and we'll remove the source, and it'll let it open the document. In the new document, when you open the template for the first time, you'll actually have to go into the form for the Word location and tell it to select the source automatically. So in this case, it's already used some of them from the ones we already have before, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the recipients list and select the right file that's needed for this mail merge form. So once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and select the recipients list by clicking the down arrow, and then we're going to say get list, and we're going to say open data source. And it's going to let us look for the document, and in this case we're using the file that we were working on before, the invitationscompleted.xlsx. Click open. It needs to be open, so we say yes, that's a trusted source. In here we have multiple documents, as you see when we created the sheets, so we actually need to tell it which one we are going to use. So in this case we're going to use test merge, so click the down arrow, select test merge, and then press OK. Once we've pressed OK, you'll notice that the fields have auto-populated into the template to the left. Now we've inserted an image here that is just a PNG graphic from the web to add a little bit of a style to our envelopes, so that when we were printing our A7 envelopes, it added this little graphic to make it look a little bit vintage. But you can do any kind of graphic that you wish, or outline any kind of graphics to go on your envelope, as long as you put them in and they do not overlap the fields which are going to be processed during the mail merge. So now that we've done that, we have this mail merge manager. Now in Windows, in the Windows platform of Microsoft Excel and Word, the mail merge functions are all at the top up here where my mouse is. So all of these options and menus are all up here, and they're all in drop-down boxes, very similar to what you see here with the insert. So in those cases with Office 2010 and Office 2013 in Excel, or in Word, you'll have a drop-down up here that'll say placeholders, recipients lists, and document type, instead of the pop-up of flyout window like you see here. So now that we've got the get list, we can go in here and we can find certain things in the field if we would like. We can also check postal codes. We can edit the data source if this was to be highlighted. In Excel 2010 and 2013, that option is completely open, but in this version 2011, it's not been enabled due to a platform bug, so that's not going to work, but no worries. Down here we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this, and because the Excel spreadsheet already has this into the template, it already knows what these fields are as outlined in the Excel spreadsheet. They're already here, so there's no miss of names versus fields. And if there were, you'd see a little pop-up every time I clicked on one of these like this, and it would say field not found, would you like to change with one of the source fields? And you just say yes, and then you select down from the box. Like, so if I had just called it address, the document template would say error, street address field does not match any field in source list. Would you like to replace with, and it will read and tell you what is coming from Excel, and it'll put it right here, and then you just say yes and select that one. So in this case we didn't have to, I just copied it based on the template and created my Excel spreadsheet to match what the template said, so that way it was easy to do. In this case what we'll do is we're going to go ahead, and you can see when I click on here, a gray box will show up, and this is what we call a moving box or a moving text box. This allows the fields to stay put or stagnant, and you're able to move the entire text about the envelope as you need or as you see fit. This is good, especially in the case like with us with a little graphic here. We would want to move this down just a smidge. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it down 2 clicks like you see there, and then I'm going to click out of it, and you can see that the graphic shows up correctly, and then the names and addresses will then appropriate when we do the recipient's preview as well as the completion. So now that we've got these where they are, they look about the way that I want them to. I feel that this is a little bit too far, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over using my cursor. Oh, no, I'm going to use my mouse. I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 over. and puts this a little more centered. I'm going to grab this picture and I'm going to move it a couple as well, so that the little curly goes over top of the N. So now this doesn't look like it's going to run into the edge of the envelope. The image looks about where it should be, and then this is centered as you see it on the envelope. And this is applicable to all envelope templates. You can teeter and totter with any one of the graphics or any one of these little gray boxes as long as you get that to show up, which it should. If there's issues or questions, please email me. Now that we've put the fields in where we need them to, and it's going to read this data from this Excel spreadsheet that I've clicked back on over here. And it's going to go all the way down the list, and it's going to fill it in with what you see and what you've entered. Now that we've seen that for what they are and we know what they are, we can go in here. I'm going to minimize these real quick because I don't need to work with them anymore. I can filter recipients if you wish, and you can do it by contacts, but I don't think that that's appropriate, so we're going to just go ahead and ignore that. So we'll cancel that. And now what we go into is we click on preview results, and it's what we're going to do is we click on this little thing called bracket ABC. What it says is it's going to view the merged data, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And now you'll notice that everything that was relevant to each entry in the Excel spreadsheet has now populated inside this envelope. It'll also give you the ability to take a look at how it's aligning with the graphic that I've put in here. And in this case, it's about right, but I want to move it down one notch. So I want some separation away from the graphic and the curly as well as where the names are. And then I'm going to go through each one of them. So this is entry 1 right here on the record. And then we're going to move across. Here's number 2, here's number 3, here's number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and I believe that's it. Using this one with the line and this one with the line will automatically put you all the way across front or back, first record or last record, and these will move you incrementally frontwards and backwards across. Now, like I stated before, in Office 2010 for Word 2010 and Word 2013, these navigational buttons will be up here in this toolbar up here. If you wish me to create a tutorial utilizing Office 2013, Word 2010, 2013, I will do that. Just let me know. But this should work just sufficiently enough to do what you need it to do. So now that we have that, and we've seen and previewed what they look like, and we know exactly what they are. Now, if you want to move the fields around, you can change and click placeholders, and it'll tell you which fields are where and what they're doing. And then you can edit them a little bit like this. I'm going to remove this graphic out of here because it's telling me that this is a grammar fail, which means there's too many spaces. So we're going to go ahead and up that, and then we're going to uncheck this, and then we're going to click back on this, and I'm going to go to the very beginning, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to validate that we don't have any grammar issues, because that can stop a print because of whatever the grammar is listing, like a spell check. It's like a grammar check. So we're just going to go through and make sure that this is correct. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all look good. So this is what I want. So I'll go back to the first one, and now that I've done a preview and it looks good, I'm going to look at the complete of the merge. Now your choices, just like this, is merge to printer. The other one is merge to a new document, and then merge one data range to a data range. One of the tips that I wanted to make known in the end of this tutorial as we end this mail merge tutorial is there is a bug with Office 2010 and 2013 on the merge to one document and creating a new document in which they'll be able to print. It will merge, but it will not let you print individual documents or records of them. So each envelope, it'll be one full document, multiple pages, 8 pages, each page having one entry of a version of this envelope. And if you were to go Control P and print, or Open Apple P print in Apple, and select only one page, like page 3 or page 5, because you want that registered entry or record to be printed on one envelope, it would fail. There's just a bug in the way that the software works. So the fix to that is you either, 1, send all of them, merge to printer, and send them all, or you do current record or custom. And the If you want to do them one by one to test them like we did custom, we do 1 to 1. And what that'll do is you'll put 1 here and you press merge to printer. It'll print the first envelope, first record, and that's it. And then if you feel comfortable that you know that it's working good, you go from 2 to 4, and that'll go 2, 3, and 4, and then you can do 5, 6, and 7 just the same way. My recommendation is to do it in that fashion, and don't do it using the print interface that you see inside Microsoft Word, as it is buggy and doesn't function correctly with the mail merge. So, quick recap. First, create your spreadsheet in Excel like this, each row outlined by each column. Necessity is a category, essentially, is what it's going to be. And these are categories that are referencing fields which will be used in the merge. Once you're done, you open up the template that you have for the envelope you're going to use, or the label, because this does apply to labels as well. And you use the mail merge selectional tool utility in Wizard in Microsoft Word 2010, 2013, or Office 2011, as you see here. Once you open the template, the Microsoft Word platform, whichever version you're using, will automatically detect it. So then you'll be able to go through the steps that I put in here. You'll select that document type. You'll go in, choose your recipients list, which is the Excel spreadsheet we used. You'll change and arrange all the placeholders or the fields and where they're going to appear, like we did earlier, moving the boxes around to make sure that it aligns the way you want it to. Once you're done, you preview the results, make sure that everything comes out looking the way it's supposed to, and then when you're done, you'll print and complete the merge as it's necessarily needed. That wraps up the conclusion of this tutorial. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them below or email me offline, and I can be sure to help you as best as I possibly can. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and have a great day.